I bet you didn't know cooking at home could be this fun. Welcome to Culinary Recipe Creations, from mouth-watering pasta to exotic Asian delights. We've got recipes to tantalize every taste bud. Join us and turn everyday meals into a culinary adventure.
Welcome to Cooking with Flavor on our Culinary Recipe Creations channel. If you're tired of serving up dishes that taste blander than a boiled potato, you've come to the right place. We're about to turn up the heat and transform you from a clueless kitchen cook to a culinary rock star. In this video, we're diving headfirst into the world of meat. And believe me, there's no room for mistakes here. We're talking juicy steaks seared to absolute perfection, hearty stews that will warm you up from the inside out, and roasted chicken so flavorful, it'll make you want to devour everything that you see. So, get your aprons on, sharpen your knives, and for God's sake, pay attention. This is Cooking with Flavor, and we're about to show you how it's done. Alright, you guys, first up we're tackling the king of the grill, the steak. And let me tell you, there's nothing worse than a piece of meat that's more rubbery than a car tire. We're after juicy, flavorful perfection, and I'm going to show you exactly how to get it. First off, choose your weapon. We're talking ribeye, New York strip, filet mignon, whatever tickles your fancy. But for God's sake, make sure it's at least an inch thick, or you'll end up with a piece of meat that's drier than my grandmother's sense of humor. Now, season that bad boy generously with salt and pepper. And I mean generously, you hear me? We're not looking for a light dusting here. We're going for a full-on flavor explosion. Next, get your pan screaming hot. And I'm not talking about a gentle sizzle. I'm talking smoking, searing, almost setting off the fire alarm hot. We want to create a beautiful crust on that steak, and that only happens with high heat. Add a touch of oil to the pan, just a touch, mind you, we're not deep frying here. And carefully lay your steak down. Now listen closely, because this part is crucial. Don't you dare touch that steak for at least 2 minutes. I swear, if you try to poke or prod it, I'll throw a pan at you myself. After those agonizing 2 minutes are up, flip that steak over and let it cook for another 2 minutes. Now, depending on how you like your steak cooked, you can adjust the cooking time from here. A good rule of thumb is to use a meat thermometer to check for doneness. Once your steak is cooked to your liking, take it off the heat and let it rest for at least 5 minutes. This allows the juices to redistribute, resulting in a more tender and flavorful steak. While the steak rests, throw in a knob of butter, some garlic, and a sprig of thyme to the pan. Baste the steak with this heavenly mixture for an extra layer of flavor. Now carve that beautiful piece of meat against the grain and serve it up with your favorite sides. I'm talking crispy roasted potatoes, asparagus with a squeeze of lemon, or a simple green salad. There you have it. A perfectly cooked steak that's guaranteed to impress. Now go forth and conquer the grill. But if you mess it up, don't come crying to me. Alright, now that you've mastered the art of the steak, let's tackle a dish that's a bit more forgiving: beef stew. But don't think for a minute that this is some kind of amateur hour recipe. We're going for a stew that's so packed with flavor, it'll make your taste buds sing. First things first, we need to brown our beef. I'm using chuck roast here because it's got the perfect amount of fat and flavor, but you can use any stewing beef you like. Just make sure you cut it into bite-sized chunks, unless you want your diners choking on giant pieces of meat. Heat some oil in a large pot or Dutch oven over medium-high heat. Once the oil is shimmering, add the beef in batches, making sure not to overcrowd the pot. We want to sear the beef, not boil it, so give it plenty of space to breathe. Brown the beef on all sides, then remove it from the pot and set it aside. Now it's time to build our flavor base. Add some chopped onions, carrots, and celery to the pot and cook until softened. We're talking about 5 to 7 minutes, you hear? Don't even think about rushing this step. Next, throw in some minced garlic and cook for another minute, just until fragrant. Now pour in a good glug of red wine and scrape up all those delicious brown bits from the bottom of the pot. That's pure flavor right there. Add back the beef to the pot, along with enough beef broth to cover the meat. Toss in a few sprigs of thyme, a bay leaf, and a teaspoon of tomato paste for depth of flavor. Season generously with salt and pepper, because you know how I feel about bland food. Bring the stew to a boil, then reduce the heat to low, cover, and simmer for at least 2 to 3 hours, or until the beef is meltingly tender. I'm talking fall-apart tender, the kind of tender that makes you want to weep with joy. Now for the secret weapon: dumplings. These fluffy pillows of goodness are the perfect way to soak up all that delicious stew gravy. Simply combine some self-rising flour, suet or butter, and a pinch of salt in a bowl. Gradually add cold water, mixing until a soft dough forms. Drop spoonfuls of the dumpling dough onto the simmering stew during the last 20 minutes of cooking time. Cover the pot and let those dumplings steam to fluffy perfection. Ladle that hearty beef stew into bowls, top with a few fluffy dumplings, and sprinkle with fresh parsley. There you have it. A beef stew that's fit for a king. But don't worry, you don't need a royal palate to appreciate this comforting classic. Now let's move on to a dish that's both elegant and approachable herb-roasted chicken. But don't let the simplicity fool you. This bird is packed with flavor, thanks to a symphony of herbs and a few chef's secrets. First things first, make sure your chicken is completely dry. Pat it down with paper towels like you're drying a newborn baby. We want crispy skin, and that won't happen if the chicken is wet. Next, we're going to create a flavor bomb under the skin. Gently loosen the skin over the breasts and thighs by sliding your fingers underneath. Be careful not to tear the skin unless you want your chicken looking like it went through a wind tunnel. Now, mix together some softened butter, chopped fresh herbs like rosemary, thyme, and sage, minced garlic, lemon zest, salt, and pepper. This is where you can get creative and add your own personal touch. A pinch of smoked paprika, a dash of cayenne pepper. Go wild! Spread this fragrant herb butter mixture under the skin of the chicken, making sure to get it into all the nooks and crannies. This will infuse the meat with flavor from the inside out. Tie the legs of the chicken together with kitchen twine to help it cook evenly. Place the chicken in a roasting pan and drizzle it with olive oil. Season generously with salt and pepper because, as you know, bland is a sin in my kitchen. Roast the chicken in a preheated oven at 425 degrees Fahrenheit for about 1 hour and 15 minutes, or until the juices run clear when you pierce the thickest part of the thigh with a knife. Now here's a chef's trick for extra crispy skin. During the last 15 minutes of cooking time, crank up the oven heat to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. This will give the skin that beautiful golden brown color and irresistible crunch. Once the chicken is cooked, let it rest for at least 10 minutes before carving. This allows the juices to redistribute, resulting in a more tender and flavorful bird. Carve the chicken and serve it up with your favorite sides. I'm partial to roasted vegetables, mashed potatoes, or a simple green salad. But honestly, this chicken is so good it could be served on a bed of nails and I'd still devour it. There you have it, a herb-roasted chicken that's both impressive and easy to make. Now go forth and conquer the roast. Well, there you have it, you bunch of hungry devils. 3 incredible meat recipes that'll have your taste buds doing the tango. If you're tired of serving up dishes that taste like they were cooked by a blindfolded chimp, these recipes are your ticket to culinary redemption. So grab your aprons, channel your inner culinary rock star, and get cooking. And listen, don't be afraid to experiment. Add a pinch of this, a dash of that, and make these recipes your own. After all, the only way to truly master the art of cooking is to get in there and get your hands dirty. Now get out of my kitchen and go create some culinary magic. And don't forget to subscribe to Cooking with Flavor for more delicious recipes and cooking tips that'll make you the envy of all your foodie friends.
What I wish I knew about cooking at 10 instead of 20. You can learn it all right here. Are you ready to spice up your cooking game? Subscribe now and join our foodie family. Every day we drop mouth-watering recipes that are easy, elegant, and oh so delicious. Hit that like button if you love food. Comment below with your favorite dish. We want to hear from you, and don't forget to share the love with your friends and family. Ring that notification bell so you never miss a tasty tutorial. Thanks for joining us at the Culinary Recipe Creations channel. Stay with us, sit back, and be amazed. Your one-stop recipe channel is here to entertain and inspire you with the most delicious recipes on earth. Enjoy our videos and happy cooking!